The activities of the 10th of October 2010 were embarked upon in Bongokama community comprising the villages of Tetima, Gangama, and Messima. These communities, triangulating the Bongokama forest, have been supported in 2 years with initiatives of alternative livelihood as a means to conservation of biodiversity. The funds are coming from the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, Netherlands, with Green Scenery implementing the measure. The demography of this enclave has grown in 2 years from 362 in 2008 to 550 in 2010, with children comprising 60% of the population. In close proximity to the Atlantic Ocean and enmeshed in high biodiversity freshwater swamps, Bongokama is 230 miles from the capital city of Sierra Leone, Freetown. The inhabitants are all smallholding farmers cultivating largely cassava and, on a lesser scale, rice, groundnut, and vegetables. Since the project commenced in 2008, the inhabitants have been motivated to protect and conserve their forest in exchange for alternative livelihood support, an initiative they have come to embrace as laudable. The project beneficiaries of the 3 villages are now enjoying higher yields from both increased farm size and new farming techniques they have been taught. They are also involved in the production of gari as an income-generating activity. There are 2 reasons for the planning meeting on the 10th of October 2010. The first is for the project committee to furnish updates on all of the activities undertaken so far, and for Green Scenery's team to educate the project beneficiaries about the essence of the day. The 3 communities agreed during a participatory rural and livelihood appraisal to embark on the production of gari as a means to generating income. Gari is a white, grittish grain produced from the cassava tuber. It involves a number of processes to obtain. Harvesting the cassava tuber from the farm, usually done in the morning or late in the evening. Peeling of the tuber to expose the raw, white, carbohydrate-laden mass within. Washing of the peeled tuber. Using a grater to mash the washed, peeled tuber into a substance called fufu. Bagging of the fufu to separate the water from the fufu. Pressing the bagged fufu to allow water to drain out, which usually takes about a few hours. Cheffing the water-drained fufu to a fine finish. Parching the fine-finished fufu into gari. Bagging the gari to preserve its taste, water content, and grittiness. And finally, the bagged gari is now ready for sale. The production of gari heavily depends on cassava. As a means to sustain their income generation, the project beneficiaries engaged in planting cassava on a 5.5-acre farm, the largest in the 3 communities. The variety planted is locally known as Blue Boat. The farm, according to the estimate from the project implementation chairman, will net them a local currency equivalent of about $1,500. Bongokama community is enmeshed in freshwater swamps with rich biodiversity. The largest of these swamps is referred to as Pondi. The Pondi is used mainly as a means to travel to nearby villages and locations of interest such as Konda Island, from where the local community extracts clay for the construction of shelter. Pondi is also used to fish, and fishing is done on a small and sustainable scale. Pondi is further used by women to launder clothes and as a source of water for domestic use. Capacity building is a prominent feature of the project for the community. This has included the teaching of organic manure production, farm practices, the importance of biodiversity, and particularly forests. On this day, the 10th day of the 10th month of 2010, the community was engaged in business and financial management and natural resource management training.
Africa.